It's really hard not to feel like a failure in life when you haven't completed anything. And the things that you have done, you have nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know that it's not impossible to start your life over, but I'm having the hardest time. I'm having the hardest time. I don't have any high income paying skills, so I don't even know how I'm supposed to get a job.
We are seeing a continued slowdown in the labor market. So when I look at the report, I always look for two things. How did the August number fare? And then were there any revisions? So let's start with that August number.
Listen, if you have a job right now, it's time to be thankful. And I mean any job. I've seen an uptick of videos just like this, crashing out on camera, crying to the camera about how they cannot get a job. Have I seen men do it too? Yes, but not to the extent, of course. Women can be a little bit more emotional. I know we don't like the truth. I know. No. But this is going to go somewhere here because I think, number one, be thankful. Number two, if you're somebody who thinks, hey, let me leave the situation I'm at, whether that's a marriage, whether that's a situation where you're in your parents' house and you think you're ready to do it by yourself because they won't let you do whatever you want. They won't let you smoke in the house. You know how many people who didn't have to be homeless end up homeless just because they're being stubborn? This is for everybody across the board, man. Everybody. But of course, this is the Coffee Pod. And here we focus on relationships. And one other thing I've seen an uptick on are videos like this.
At this point, come pay these bills and cheat. Do what you want in peace. I don't give a damn. Just pay the bills. Shit, even if you want to go half and half, that's fine with me. I'll take that. Shit, I'll take a quarter or something. Just come take the trash out, pump the gas, and clean the car and roll the blunt. Pay the bills. Fuck.
So she's like, hey, at this point, it's hard. Winter is here. The espresso is too strong. I don't care. Just please take out the trash. I'll split the bills with you. I know I said we don't need men. I know I said only if he can pay all my bills. I know I said I love bears, but I've never even seen a bear in real life. I don't even know what I was talking about. Let's read a few comments underneath this video. Top comment here says, okay, I pay all the bills. Of course, there's always, how they always say there's always a simp. There's always somebody who they don't need anything else. They like what they see and they're ready to cash out. Underneath that comment, this person says, Kevin Samuels remains undefeated. Another person here says, I don't even want to cheat. Another person here says, where you at? Here's somebody else who says, I'd pay and wouldn't cheat. You are drop dead gorgeous. Wow. This is simp capital. Somebody else responded back and says she is. I'm not, guys. I'm not saying that this woman is ugly. That's not the point I'm trying to make. What I'm saying is that all it takes? I know it is for some men. Is that all it takes? Like, you don't need to know who she is. What are her values? Nothing. You're just ready to cash out just like that, dog? Come on now. This dude says, say less. Okay. This is just an embarrassing comment section. I got you. I'll take that. I'm in Detroit. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. Let's talk about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. Engaged and soon-to-be married men, a single prenup slip-up can cost you tens of thousands later. Waiting until the last minute or signing under pressure are the mistakes that sink most agreements. My step-by-step guide at fathershaverights.com, built with expert attorneys James Sexton and the lead attorney, shows you exactly how to avoid every costly prenup mistake, all for the price of a couple of dinner dates. Tap the link pinned to the top of the comment section to safeguard your future and join the hundreds of soon-to-be husbands protecting their marriages the right way. Here's another video of a chick. I can't play the actual sound, but she's not crying because she can't find a job. She's crying because she got the job finally. And she's like, thank God I got this job. Good for her. And again, you don't know how hard it is until you've actually experienced it. And I think the job market right now is just one of those things that the news is now finally picking up on.
We are seeing a continued slowdown in the labor market. So when I look at the report, I always look for two things. How did the August number fare? And then were there any revisions? So let's start with that August number. The economy added just 22,000 jobs. We were actually looking for 80,000. So that was a pretty big miss there. The unemployment rate ticked up to 4.3%. Then you peel back the onion. What sectors are winning? What sectors are losing? Healthcare, we've seen continued growth in that. But government jobs and manufacturing actually lost net. I also mentioned the revisions. Remember, in the previous report, that was where the president took issue with the numbers, saying that they were rigged. We saw in this report the June numbers revised down to show that the economy actually lost jobs in total. So that's causing a lot of concern among analysts that I'm talking to, and that was to the tune of 13,000 jobs. The good news is, we always like to look at the silver lining, July was revised up. So net, when I look at this, we aren't in a recession, but we have seen 4 straight months of weak growth, and that is causing concern.
One thing I will say is I don't care who's to blame because everybody has somebody to blame, right? People are out here saying, oh, it's AI. Oh, it's the politics. Oh, it's Donald Trump. Whatever it is what it is. Nothing goes steady and never comes down. Hard times do come. And again, too many people who are out here, especially those who at one point were saying things like, I'll never go 50-50 with the man. Oh, and do you remember the conversation about how Black men without degrees are the problem? Do you remember that? Well, people with degrees aren't doing so well themselves.
A degree doesn't matter anymore. Like, another job either doesn't respond to my application or tells me to kick rocks at the interview. I am going to come. Here are my stats. Vulnerable post. I've applied to roughly around, I'll tell you right now, actually, 321 jobs since last October. I've had 4 interviews, 1 offer, severely underpaid. The other 3 told me to kick rocks. Am I worth chump change? I know to I'm worth shit, but I thought the job market would give me some type of love by now. It's almost a year now. How do you
She says, I know to ninjas I'm worth shit. I didn't even watch this video the whole way. So she's like, men treat me like I'm shit. They obviously don't think I'm worth much because they're supposed to pay all my bills. I'm assuming. But she says the job market too. And this points to what I always say, man. You can say all you want about how you deserve this and I'm going to have that and this is how my life's going to go. But when reality comes piercing through the delusional bubble some of these chicks have set up, it's bitter. It's bitter. And by the way, I wouldn't doubt if we go check her comments here, she was one of the ones who were like, no 50-50, I'll choose the bear, because she's out here talking about ninjas don't think I'm worth much. Let's see. All right, so this is her here saying, me after telling men I don't cook. And so she tells men she can't cook and she can actually cook. So she's out here lying. Try not to be a housewife. Me after telling men I don't drive so they can pick her up. Oh, man. I think I found the video we've been looking for. Let's check it out.
Hi guys.
What's up?
I always come on here and I always complain about the men on Hinge and how they're not shit and how I'm never going to find a man on there. But I need to take accountability because sometimes I am the problem too. I could be a menace sometimes. And I thought it would be funny to go over the times that a man has unmatched me on Hinge. The queen, the Dawn. For the first one, I put a list because that's just so funny to me. And a man asked me, what is my sign? And what did I say? I said dollars. And quickly he just unmatched me after that. I think it was giving sugar baby vibes. I don't give a damn. It was a joke. I thought it was funny. He didn't match me with the quickness, and I don't blame him. Honestly, if you're broke, can't handle me.
If you're broke, you can't handle me, but you're the jobless one. Wow.
Time. This one was the most recent. This man, we matched, and on Hinge, it says that we would be the most compatible. I asked him, I was like, why do you think Hinge thinks we're really compatible? And he said, oh, because we're both really pretty looking. We both blah, blah, blah. And that being said, I'd love to take you out this weekend. I was like, whoa. Jamal, don't pull out the 9. I'm a slow burner. Like I just mentioned, you could be a serial killer. And I said, eventually, if things go well, I'd be down. But for now, I'd like to communicate more. I said that. And then he goes, oh, the formalities, I forgot. And I said, oh, do you normally like to jump into things? And then he was like, no, I don't like to jump into things because I don't even know what your real name is. He said, your name could be Alexiana for all I know. And I wouldn't date a girl named Alexiana because my name on Hinge is just Lex. He was basically making fun of that part of my name. And so I didn't answer. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Fair point.
Like, I didn't answer for like hours. Then he replies back and he was like, that wasn't that funny, huh? I said, don't quit your day job. He unmatched me right after that. That one, he was embarrassed because he thought he ate that little jokey joke, but yeah, no.
I think we've seen enough.
I'm not.
I think we've seen enough.
Wow. I think I'm going to be a little vulnerable right now. This job search thing is seriously for the birds. Like, what a way to really check any ego anyone could possibly have. I've been unemployed for about a month now, and it sucks. Looking for a job absolutely sucks right now. I have over 10 years of experience in SEO in an industry that is and will continue to be valuable. And I just continue to get no after no after no. And I don't understand why. It really sucks. So if anyone could send pictures of dogs or words of encouragement, I could really use them right now.
Yeah, very sad. I don't think that when it comes to SEO, for example, that it will continue to be as valuable as it has been in the past. I mean, when we look at tech jobs down like 51%, SEO just seems like something that would be right there along with that stat. Another thing too is SEO is changing, and I'm sure she knows this. I'm not an SEO expert, but even when I look at some of the websites I have and some of the things that I'm involved in, trying to keep up with AI is very, very challenging. Most people who own a business right now understand that Google will probably not exist very, very soon, at least in the way that we remember it. It's a lot easier to ask ChatGPT or Grok or insert your favorite AI what you use. Your question, get an immediate result, and have it do the research for you. And businesses are keeping that in mind when it comes to how they're restructuring their SEO. Let's see what some people have to say. Top Comedy says, Trump's economy. We are living in the Trump regime. It's getting worse, not better. See, this is the thing. Domino's is hiring. It's not, I don't think this necessarily has to do with Trump.
350,000 black women lost their job in the first 6 months of this year. But they talk about, the unemployment rate ticked up a little, but it doubled, almost doubled for black people. What DEI was about black women who'd achieved a certain amount being taken from their jobs at one time. DEI has never done to America what GCI did. GCI is greedy, corrupt, incompetent white men. They talk about these things in an abstract concept. And if you look at the fact that black women are the most educated segment of our society, white men are the most uneducated.
That's not a true stat. That's not a true stat. It's just not a true stat. You guys have heard it so many times. I don't need to go over it. It's just not. You can go look it up. It's just not a true stat.
Bound to happen. And the fact that there were a lot of black men and Latin men who helped this happen is something it's hard for me to reconcile.
You know what's really concerning to me is that
all right, we're not about we're not about listening to Dan Lemon. Maybe part of the problem why some of you younger men may be moving towards more conservative values is because you don't want to hear any of this, right? Like you heard me trying to give an explanation here, and some of you probably already like checked out, like, that's number one, too emotional. Number two is you're making this whole thing about Black women and forgetting your young Black men.
I truly do not understand why it's so damn hard to get a job. I don't understand. I really do not understand this right now. Like, this is people's livelihoods. You know? It's like you think you're doing everything right. You go to college, get a degree, you know, you get your first job. That's all good. And then you're like planning for the future to get married and buy a house and travel and do all these things. And I can't even get my foot in the door right now.
Keep in mind here, it says, why is it so hard to find a job as a Black woman in America? I'm barely holding on.
I'm just literally drowning. And it's like, I know God hasn't forgotten about me. I'd be like, dang, what you doing up there, big dog? Like, speed it up a little bit. You know, like, I'm gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be good, but I'm gonna definitely cry about it first. Like, I even started a nonprofit to help other women, you know, who might be unemployed. And
Listen, guys, I promise you I'm not a terrible person. How are you starting a nonprofit to help women who are unemployed when you're unemployed? Put that coffee down. This whole approach to this like community approach and it's gendered community approach that a lot of unfortunately Black women have of like, I'm going to pull all you with me needs to stop. There's some areas of your life where you need to focus on yourself. You need to get your husband, right? Worried about how everyone else is doing, when really you should realize when it comes to certain things like getting a husband, they are your competition. Yes, yes, yes. And it's not always racism's fault. Top comment here says racism is real. Here's another person who says, do an egg cleanse. Love. Sometimes the negativity from the world weighs heavy on us. You are not alone, sis. Definitely not. Somebody else says, unfortunately, we are under attack on purpose. So I guess they all think they're under attack. I mean, listen, I hope that this woman is able to find a job. That's the honest truth. I hope most people who are looking are able to find a job. But I think a lot of people make it really difficult for themselves when they look at themselves and say, okay, get my degree first, do this first. And then you ask them, well, what type of man are you looking for? It's just a list of laughable expectations. Another person who says the layoffs are disproportionately affecting Black women. This is a fact. Here's somebody else who says Black Americans need to help each other. Moving on.
So I go to the food stamp office because I'm like, I'm hoping and praying I'm not one of them ones that they cutting off. So I go up there. Mind you, the line is around the corner. I'm talking about wrapped around the building. I was there 15 minutes before they opened, and the line was ridiculous. So I stand in line for the 15 minutes. They start letting everybody in, get you a number, whatever. I was there, I kid you not, for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Then I find out the lady say, well, are you working? I said, no, ma'am. She says, well, you have to reapply. I said, reapply who? She was like, yes, ma'am, because you have been receiving benefits I've been receiving since December. So it's been, 8 months now that I've been receiving benefits. And she was like, because you're not working, you haven't been working since you've been receiving benefits, they stopped benefits. Yeah, I was so hurt leaving the food stamp office. I'm gonna put the video. Like when I first left, I was gonna do a video when I first left, but I got distracted. I don't know what that refrigerator is dang near boneless. I mean, we got a couple of things in the pantry, but I don't even. I'm just gonna grab me a $4 Gorilla Unbeatable Meal Deal with my last little couple of dollars and pray.
Is she eating out? Why would you do that? Why would you spend? That sounds like I don't know what deal that is, but that could be spent on what you could get rice with that. Rice. Make it work with something else.
Cause why? Why? I got 3 small children and an infant, or I don't know if you want to call her a toddler. She's 1. I got a 1-year-old. I got little babies. It's hard to find a job with little babies. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, I genuinely feel for this woman. Like, genuinely feel for her. You know why? Because I know before I would talk about like, oh yeah, marry before you carry. I've said that so many times on my channel, but going through it now, having a child now, I'm like, man, how do you do this by yourself? I just don't, I don't see how you can do it, because people want to celebrate that, but you're celebrating barely making it, and the children, multiple of them here, are typically negatively affected. I'm sure it's hard. If you're watching this and you're not in this situation, man or woman, especially if you're young and lucked out, you can heed some wisdom. Do everything you can to make sure that you're implementing discipline, sexual discipline out here. Don't get caught up, and marry before you carry. Wrap it up. Top commenter says, I'm sorry for you. However, a lot of us work 40 hours a week and our refrigerator has been empty this entire time. Oh, they're holding her accountable here. Another person who says, food bank. Another person who says, I have a good job and my fridge is still empty. Here's somebody else who says, I'm confused. Why can't you work? Another person responded back and says, government covers child care. Another person who says, women work with 3 children, and put their babies in childcare starting at 6 weeks. Starting at 6 weeks. You guys know that like childcare is not the best for children. When I say that, I mean daycare. It's not the best. Another person who says, I got 2 jobs and my refrigerator is empty. Yeah, I showed more sympathy than these comments. These chicks over here like, shut up, get a job. The free ride is over. Job. Hey, snap out of it, Shisha. No, but you really think about it. Like, how do you do it? And the truth is that they don't do it, right? They don't.
I've officially been unemployed for 1 year and 4 months now, and I did not think it was going to be this difficult to get a job post-grad. And I feel like every single day my chances of getting a job seem to get lower and lower because I feel like I graduated so long ago, and even internships where I'm supposed to be gaining my experience require you to either still be in school or recently graduated, but over 1 year ago is definitely not recently. And even entry-level positions require you to have like 3+ years of experience, so I don't really know what to do.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon-to-be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.